Hello everyone, myself Assistant Professor Maitri Mehato. Today I am going to talk about public finance, its meaning, scope and functions. I have prepared each of the topic with the help of mind map diagram which will help you to remember everything easily for long time. So let us start. First, you need to understand the types of finance. Finance are of three types: private, corporate, and public finance. We are going to see what is public finance and the four areas that it covers one by one. So, public finance, as per the definition, public finance is concerned with income and expenditure of public authorities and with the adjustment of one to the another. By this definition, we understand that public finance deals with income and expenditure of the government at any level, be it central level or state level or local level. However, in modern day context, we also study the impact of these public finances on the economy of a country. Now let us understand the scope of public finance. This scope covers four areas: public income, public expenditure, public debt and financial administration. We'll see one by one. So first is public income. Now public income is nothing but the income of the government. Now government earns income in two ways. First is tax income and second is non-tax income. First we will understand what is tax income. Tax income is easy to recognize and it is paid by the people of the country, obviously. Now there is some example like duties, income tax, sales tax, etc. While non-tax income is the other kind of income, like income from lending money. So government also lends money, so they earn interest on it. So that is interest income from lending money. Then donations from world organization and rent. Right, so these are only some of the example, there are many more. Next is public expenditure. Now what is public expenditure? Obviously it is expenditure of the government. Now government spends on many areas for the development and welfare of the country, like education, infrastructure, defense, healthcare, etc. Next is public debt. Now when government needs to take public debt, that you need to understand first. So when our public expenditures are greater than public income, that time government need to take public debt. Now it can be in the form of borrowings, right? Borrowings, what kind of borrowings? Borrowings from public or maybe from other countries or from world organizations like the World Bank. It is a world organization, right? Then when we take a debt, the effects of it is also explained by this area, like burden of public debt, why it is necessary, its effect on the economy, and it also suggests methods to manage public debt. Okay, next is financial administration. Now financial administration is nothing but the administration of public debt, public finance and public expenditure. Financial administration includes preparation of and passing and implementation of government budget and various government policies. It also studies the policy impact. Now what kind of policy impact? Like social, economic impact, intergovernmental relations, foreign relationships, etc. Right? Next is functions of public finance. So mainly there are three functions. First is allocation function, distribution function and stabilization function. So first we will talk about allocation function. So there are two types of goods in the economy that you need to understand first. So that is private goods and public goods. Now what are private goods? Like you have a car, so that comes under private good, while public goods, we need to concentrate here more on public goods like water, road, electricity. So these are some goods which everyone uses but they don't pay for it, right? So here allocation function, it deals with allocation of public goods only, right? Now government spends on public goods like defense, education, healthcare, building infrastructure for law and order, etc. Next is distribution function. So there are large disparities of income and wealth in every country in the world. So these income inequalities plague society and increases the crime rate of the country. So the distribution function of public finance is to lessen these inequalities as much as possible through redistribution of income and wealth. So what does our government do and how they distribute income and wealth? So the their purpose is to lessen the inequalities, as you see here, lessen the inequalities, then redistribution of income and wealth in an equal manner. And they also use other methods like using progressive taxes. Now what is progressive tax? In simpler words, charging higher tax from rich and giving subsidies to lower income. So that is progressive taxing. Then what else they do is like I've given here example that higher tax from rich and subsidies to poor. Then taxes, higher taxes on luxury goods like on cars, or the luxurious goods, diamonds, gold. On the purchase of these things there are more taxes compared to the necessary goods. Next is stabilization function. Now first you need to understand that in an economy, every economy every economy of the world, they go through a business cycle. So sometimes there is boom and sometimes there is depression. Now, so what does stabilization function do? The objective of stabilization function is to eliminate or at least reduce these business fluctuations and its impact on the economy. So what mainly they go for three options like eliminating or reducing fluctuations, or achieving economic stability, and opting for different policies. Now what kind of policies? For example, budget deficit budgeting and surplus budgeting. So when they use deficit budgeting, when the economy is going through the period of depression, that time they use deficit budgeting, while when the economy is going through the time of boom, that time they use surplus budgeting, right? So these are the three functions. Now I am sharing here a link in the description box, which is a link for Department of Public Affairs 2017-18 data link. Here you can see the public finance data and you'll understand it better. Thank you everyone.